Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Hazy here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. This is the biggest, best week of comics we've seen in a long time. All the publishers brought their A game this week, so get comfortable because we got a lot to talk about. Gonna start with the Marvel guys this week. Let's talk about some event books. Avengers number 1.MU is your Monsters Unleashed book of the week. There will be a lot of these .MU books. Kind of sounds offensive when I say that. Hey, MU. Anywho, that's your Monsters Unleashed title. You know, I'm a big Avengers fan. The current series has been really good. Extraordinary X-Men 18 is your IVX book of the week. Extraordinary X-Men has also been very cool because, well, I'm a fan of Old Man Logan. The Prowler is your Clone Conspiracy book of the week. One of the other many events Marvel's got going on these days. And Civil War The Oath is your Civil War II book of the week. Probably your last Civil War II book of the week. Now that this event has ended and they've moved on to other awesomeness. But of course there's a lot more than event books to talk about, like this guy, Captain America Steve Rogers. Probably my favorite Marvel book running right now. The big reveal from the first issue was spoiled a long time ago. This book has been really solid. Just keeps getting better every issue. If you're a big Cap fan like me, you're going to love this book. If you're not a Cap fan, you should probably check it out anyway because it might change your mind. Cool stuff. Big double-sized Deadpool number 25 because everybody loves Deadpool. Speaking of that guy, here he is teaming up with Spider-Man. Gonna have a lot of team-ups we'll be talking about today. This is another Monsters Unleashed book. Not necessarily a tie-in because this book is really more for comedy purposes than anything else. Spider-Woman is your other Spider book of the week. Cool Hobgoblin cover there. Unless you count this guy, Carnage number 16. This one might be flying under your radar a little bit, but if you're a Spidey fan or if you're a Carnage fan, you should probably check this out. The art on this book's been pretty solid. Daredevil, Marvel's biggest TV star. This book has also been red hot. I like Daredevil because it doesn't cross over into a lot of things. If you like a more self-contained title, pick up Daredevil because it doesn't really become one of those big event books. Doctor Strange with the return of the ever-cool Dormammu. Always fun with Doctor Strange. He's got 3 titles these days. Black Panther number 10, speaking of a guy who has multiple titles. You might have picked up World of Wakanda last week. This is the latest issue of the main title. Again, this book's been really big, so if you're not following Black Panther, you should check that out. Punisher, the cool, creepy cover there, as any Punisher book needs. One of the few books that doesn't come out every 2 weeks, but is always worth waiting for. Totally Awesome Hulk. It's all right there in the title. You're probably picking this one up, so I don't need to say too much about it. Ghost Rider. Off the bike and in a car these days. Maybe you're following him from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. Maybe you're just an old school Ghost Rider fan. Good to see him back in comics. Infamous Iron Man. Or what I like to call the Doctor Doom book. Old Victor in a different suit of armor these days. This book has also been really good. If you're an FF fan like me, if you're an Iron Man fan, or you just like comics, always fun to see the bad guys trying to make good. Speaking of bad guys, Thanos, the most popular villains these days, as he shows up more and more in the movies. Thunderbolts, another one that might be flying under your radar a little bit, but is also a lot of fun. Solo rounds out your Marvel proper stuff, unless you count this guy, Star Wars number 27, with this awesome Yoda cover. Been loving all the Star Wars books that Marvel's been doing. Can read more about this one in our newsletter. Always a huge week for the Marvel guys. Great week for the DC guys. Let's start with Wonder Woman because the amazing Amazon has 4 titles this week. This is the main book. It's Wonder Woman number 15. 2 different great covers on this one. It'll be hard to choose if you have to choose one. This is another series that's been really, really good. So if you've been dragging your heels on that one, pick up the new issue and jump right in. Odyssey of the Amazons. While Wonder Woman doesn't necessarily appear in this, kind of a history of the Amazons book. Again, if you're a Wonder Woman fan, you might want to check that out. Wonder Woman, Bionic Woman. How cool is that? This is the second issue of a company crossover. We're going to be talking a little bit about company crossovers as we go on through this vid. Got the first issue still in stock if you missed out. If you're 100 years old like me, you love some Bionic Woman, so make sure you're checking that out. Batman 66 and Wonder Woman 77. This is a concept that is like 50 years overdue. What a great idea for a comic. The Batman 66 stuff has been really awesome, really popular. Great to see Wonder Woman 77 tying into this. You gotta pick up this book. Come on. And if that's not enough Wonder Woman for you, we got some other team-ups with Batman. How about Batman TMNT? This one takes place in the Batman Animated Series universe, which everyone is a fan of, and if you're not a fan of it, well then you better not say that in public. Lots of Batman to talk about as always, like Detective Comics or Batman Beyond. I love it when Batman 66 and Batman Beyond books come out in the same week because I love the contrast. And Batgirl rounds out your Bat stuff for the week. But as always, there's lots of DC stuff to talk about, like this guy. This is Kamandi Challenge #1. Really excited about this. As I come in closer, you can see the little picture of Jack Kirby on the cover. Love me some Kamandi, Last Boy on Earth. If you don't know who Kamandi is, pick up this title, do a little Googling, check out some old trades. Really great concept, really great character. Well, like everything from the mind of Jack Kirby. Justice League Suicide Squad #6. This is the last issue of this big mega event. This book's only gotten more popular as it has gone on. Been starting to sell out of these last few issues, so get down to your shop like right now. If especially it's got 3 different covers, so if you want this cover or one of them specifically, better get down to your shop and grab them because they go fast. Suicide Squad #10. In case you couldn't get enough Suicide Squad. Action Comics. All the Superman stuff's been really big these days. I've been saying how excited I am that they put this back to its original numbering. Really excited the closer it gets to issue 1000. Everybody knows I'm a big Superman fan. The Flash. You're probably a big Flash fan. Seems everybody is these days. What with the TV show, and he's going to be showing up in the movies and all that good stuff. Hal Jordan is your Green Lantern book. Teen Titans is your Titans book for the week. Cool Robin cover there. Blue Beetle and Deathstroke round out your DC Rebirth stuff. This one's got the Creeper. I love the Creeper. If you don't know who the Creeper is, Google Steve Ditko and learn about something besides Spider-Man. Hellblazer, kind of Rebirth, formerly a Vertigo title. Everybody's into that these days. Speaking of Vertigo, Frostbite is your Vertigo book of the week. Doom Patrol is your Young Animals book of the week. You guys have to check this out. It's got a little bit of that old Grant Morrison flavor. I love the original Doom Patrol. I kind of wish they'd get back to a more straightforward superhero thing. But in the meantime, this book's been a lot of fun. And Future Quest is your Hanna-Barbera book of the week. Can't say enough about all this Hanna-Barbera stuff. Been really encouraging you guys to check out Future Quest, Flintstones, Wacky Raceland, all their good stuff. It's going to keep rolling. They're going to start doing mashups with DCU characters like Hanna-Barbera Suicide Squad. Anyway, check that stuff out. It'd be awesome. Huge week for the Dark Horse guys. I love Dark Horse Comics, and I don't get enough opportunity to talk their stuff up. Always encouraging you guys to have a Dark Horse book on your list, and this is a great week to start. Hellboy Winter Special. I don't need to tell you who Hellboy is. If for some strange and sad reason you don't read Hellboy, pick up this special. It's a one-shot. It's super awesome. Get a little taste of the awesomeness that is Mike Mignola. I talk about the guy all the time, and this book is why. I also like to talk about the Whedonverse, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. All-time classic. I love these covers. Really, really great work. The art's is always great. The stories are always good. I'm a big Buffy fan, big Angel fan. Dark Horse does a great job with this stuff. Speaking of the Whedonverse, Serenity, No Power in the Verse. Another great book from the masterful mind of Joss Whedon. Again, if you're not following this, you really should. It's Cowboys in Space. How cool is that? Conan the Slayer. Another awesome Dark Horse book. Another awesome Dark Horse property. Always talking up the great job they do with Conan. Tomb Raider, Another great property that Dark Horse has. And they also do a great job with this one. Good stories, good art. If you like the game, if you like the character, check this out because it's a lot of fun. Alien vs. Predator. They have a whole line of Alien stuff and Predator stuff, and another just awesome property that Dark Horse does really, really well. Again, you gotta have a Dark Horse book on your list. See, this is somebody calling for Dark Horse Comics right now. Maybe they're looking for this one, Slayer Repentless. Slayer in comics, what more do you need? There's a new album, there's a new comic, freaking Slayer. Really, really awesome week for Dark Horse Comics. Get out there and pick up a Dark Horse book this week. Image has a lot of good stuff too. Reborn from Mark Millar is one of the many books that has exploded from Image Comics recently, like this one and Monstrous and just all kinds of things. So we've got reprints for 1, 2, and 3. This is number 4. Read it, catch up, it's awesome. Saga. I know most of you are following this in trade paperback, but you really should catch up to the periodicals because an old schooler like me will tell you that the periodicals are always more fun. They're just a little more exciting. Saga's a great book, and I know you've all been waiting for that one. I told you I would be talking about company crossovers and crossovers in general. Let's talk about some Tarzan Planet of the Apes from Dark Horse and Boom Studios. I love it when publishers get together and do stuff like this, because it's just a lot of fun. It's fun for them, it's fun for us. I'm a huge Planet of the Apes fan, so I've really been digging this book. How about IDW and DC teaming up with Star Trek and Green Lantern? Kind of like Batman 66 and Wonder Woman 77. This is a matchup that's like 50 years overdue. What's cooler than the Federation and the Green Lantern Corps taking on Sinestro? Really, really good stuff. There was a previous series that we have the trade paperback for. We have the first issue of this one. This is issue number 2. So if you like sci-fi stuff, pick up on that. Kiss the Demon number 1 is my Dynamite book of the week. Because like a lot of things, I'm a huge Kiss fan. They've got 2 books running now. They've got the main book, which has been really cool. And now good old Gene gets his own spin-off. Because Gene doesn't really like to share, so he wanted a book all by himself. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Pink. It's my Boom Studios book of the week. This MMPR stuff has been huge. I have to confess, I'm 105 years old, so the Power Rangers were a little after my time, but for all you 90s kids, it's been really, really great stuff. Once again, good stories, good art. Can't beat it. The Micronauts are my IDW book, because if you are 105 years old like me, you remember Micronauts as being the coolest toy ever. They've got the main book, and they've got a double-sized annual. So again, if you were a Micronauts fan, or if you're just a sci-fi fan or a comics fan, check that out. Everybody loves a double-sized annual. Letter 44 is my Oni book of the week. One of the best books they do. Our new president got his Letter 44 just last week. And Divinity is my Valiant book of the week. I told you guys that every publisher brought their A game this week. So whatever you're a fan of, your favorite title is probably out this week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list. Divinity is their new big event thing. Also got Bloodshot out this week, which is really good. And last, of course not least, it's a great week for the all ages stuff. Again, I'm always encouraging you guys to have an all ages book on your list. How about Avatar? Super cool. These don't come out that often, so I know you've been waiting for this one. Again, great stories, great art. What more do you want? How about Looney Tunes? Doesn't get any more classic than Porky Pig. Super awesome. How about Scooby-Doo Team Up? With Frankenstein Jr. on the cover there. You have to be even older than me to know who Frankenstein Jr. is. Which you're probably not older than me, so you need to pick this up and find out who that guy is, because he's really awesome. Scooby-Doo Team Up's been a lot of fun. Simpsons Illustrated. I'm always talking about the great job Bongo does with all their Simpsons stuff. So if you're a Simpsons fan like me, you definitely got to pick these up. The illustrated ones are double-sized, so that's twice the fun. My Little Pony, Friends Forever. So you're an MLP fan. And Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. I always want to like bounce the book and sing the song, but I won't do that to you. Marvel's doing a whole big bunch of Disney stuff like Tiki Room, Pirates of the Caribbean, all sorts of fun ride-based comics. So if you're a Disney fan like me, check those out. Lots and lots of great stuff to look at. So check those shipping lists. Make sure you get down to your shop, pick up all these wonderful things. And there's even more because, of course, I can't talk about everything. I just don't have the time. But that's a lot of things to give you some thought to think about. Great stuff. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at Facebook. Check us out at blackhatcomics.biz. Check out our cool YouTube channel. Check out our podcast at soundcloud.com. Or just get on down here to Rock and Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.